Your old buddy Nick Saban had 7 teams that were ranked number 1 in the preseason poll, which dates back to 1950. Which coach had the record before Saban broke it?
I'm going to say Bobby Bowden of Florida State.
Bobby Bowden is an excellent guess. He had 5 teams, but there was one coach who had 6. And that coach was Barry Switzer at Oklahoma. Barry Switzer, all those legendary Sooners teams. He had 6. Bowden had 5. Woody Hayes 4. It's a good guess. It's a good guess. Paul's mad, and we like Paul mad, so I guess on that level, this is a win for us all. Paul is with us. Heather will join us here now as well. Let's do some Finebaums because we have an enormous opening weekend of college football, or whatever they're calling it now after they played the game in Ireland last week. We got 3 top 10 matchups this weekend. Paul, let's start with Clemson and LSU. What is your expectation for that game?
I like Clemson to win this game, and it has to do with the offensive line of LSU. I'm a little concerned that Clemson's elite defensive front is going to get in there and create havoc for Nussmeier. And if that happens, Greeny, I hate to go this way because he's on our show every week, including yesterday, but life is going to become very miserable quickly for Brian Kelly. Even though I don't think his job is in jeopardy, he's done a very good job building this program back, and this is by far his best team. The fans down there are going to go crazy with a loss, another opening loss, which would be every year Brian Kelly has been there.
What is your sense of that, Heather, of the pressure that's on Kelly to finally win an opener, especially one of this magnitude with Clemson?
Well, the pressure is enormous, but he put it on himself because he said repeatedly this offseason that his team is capable of competing for a national title. He's talked about the defense finally being able to compete at an elite level, and his expectations are the ones that are out there. So if he loses this game, he loses in the court of public opinion for sure. But like Paul said, there are many of opportunities down the stretch for LSU to compensate for it in terms of the college football playoff race.
That's a monster game that's coming up on Saturday night. Paul, let's go to Notre Dame and Miami. That's a Sunday game. What is your expectation, particularly for these Irish who, of course, last year played for all the marbles?
I think they're going to keep doing what they did last year. Remember, they lost that early season game to Northern Illinois, and then they bounced back and went all the way to the championship. And I think they have a chance to get close again. I'm so impressed with Marcus Freeman. I think he's one of the top coaches in the country. Miami is good. I'm just a little fuzzy on Carson Beck and exactly what he's going to look like down there.
What do you expect, Heather? That's both really fascinating teams as the season gets started.
Well, I talked to Marcus Freeman recently about Notre Dame, and this team can actually be better than the one that played for the national title last year. I think some of the questions are the youth at the number 2 spots. But here's the reality. Remember, this is a straight seeding system. So if Notre Dame is ranked in the top 4 on selection day, it gets one of those top 4 seeds in a first round bye. Miami can win the ACC. This could be a road win against the ACC champs. And if Notre Dame wins this game, they have the best chance of any team in the country to win out. So this one's huge.
All right, Heather always knows exactly what's at stake in these games. Again, that one is for Sunday. Let's go all the way back now to the beginning and maybe the best of them all, Texas and Ohio.
2 new coordinators. Yes, they both have new quarterbacks, but Arch Manning has a lot more experience than Julian Sand. Remember, he came over from Alabama after Saban retired.
What do you think, Heather?
Ryan Day is 39-3 at home, and only one of those losses has been by more than 7 points. That was 2022 to Michigan. This is going to be a close game. I like the Buckeyes. They have the best player on offense in Jeremiah Smith, the best player in defense in Caleb Downs, 2 new quarterbacks. And I talked to Sark, Paul, about those 2 new coordinators, and Sark told me this is Ohio State. They're still going to look like Ohio State. Matt Patricia might have some wrinkles, but he's expecting the same team.
Go ahead, Paul.
Well, I mean, Heather just couldn't let a normal conversation go without a jab. But Greeny, that's great. I'm really going to trust what Sark says about his opposition. Heather, come on, don't be so gullible.
Okay, so let's put that one aside for a minute because let's go to the real star of that game. right? So we got Ryan Day on one side, we got Sarkisian on the other, but all eyes will be on the quarterback for the Longhorns. That's Arch Manning, and this long-awaited. This guy has been a star for what feels like half a decade, and yet now, for the first time, he really is at the center of all the action. He was talking to the media yesterday about this matchup, and listen to what he was asked and how he responded.
Be mentally prepared to have that huge X on your back all season long where everybody is going to be coming for you?
I mean, I think that's all of us at Texas, and I think we kind of try to shift the narrative. We're going for everyone else. Target's not on our back. We have the red dot on everyone else.
What do we think of that, Heather? What do we think of how Arch Manning is he seems a little different from his uncles, who are obviously legendary. He's got a little different personality about him. At least that's the sense that we've gotten of late. What do you make of Arch Manning going into the biggest game of his life?
Well, I think he does need to be confident about it. I mean, when you look back at what he said in July at SEC Media Days, he said he doesn't deserve this hype. He hasn't done anything yet. So I think there's a good balance of confidence there, but also realizing he still does have something to prove. I asked Sark what fair expectations are for him in this game, and he told me, don't be superhuman, just go out there and do what you do.
Listen, I mean, there's so many things going on here, Paul. He's sort of one of the first mega stars of the NIL era, so the world knows how much money he's been making. Obviously, his family is this much expectation on a player. What do you think of it for Arch Manning on Saturday?
I don't think we've really seen anything like this, Greeny. I mean, you can go back to Manziel in the year after he won the Heisman as a freshman, but that was all about controversy. And Tebow had already established himself as a freshman as part of a national championship team, as he was the backup. But I don't think there's ever been anything like Arch Manning. And when you listen to him, you start to think he's so savvy. But then again, let's not forget his two uncles are in the television business. That's for sure. And before that, they were in the quarterbacking business. I want to get my NFL guys in here real quick and just get a quick thought on this. Mike Tannenbaum, is the league, I mean, you know, it used to be like, tanking for Teddy or whatever it is. I mean, is the league expecting Arch Manning in next year's draft?
No, Greedy. Talking to a number of teams, look, they're going to monitor the situation and the whole march for Arch, but barring something unforeseen, most teams believe he'll come back for at least one more year at Texas.
What do you think of this show? What are you hearing?
When Arch questioned his grandfather's comment, that was the first time that the question even was raised in my mind that he could actually turn pro after this year. I think the feeling around the league has been that he's going to be at Texas for a couple of years and he'd be in the draft of 20.
Our opponents.
I just rolled my eyes. Dude, you play at Texas and your last name is Manning. You're always going to have the target on your back.
Sensational weekend of college football, and that game will sort of kick it off on Saturday. But before we get to that game, we will have College Game Day, and that will be the last show for Lee Corso. I hope some of you had a chance to watch the special on Friday night. It was absolutely spectacular and so emotional. He's been so important around college football. And Paul, you have been a fixture around college football for about the same amount of time. And I just wanted to give you one chance here. No, I mean, you've been around the sport a really long time, as has Lee. What are your feelings and emotions as he prepares for his final show on Saturday?
Greeny, even though we saw the special and we'll celebrate Coach Corso on Saturday, I don't think a lot of people appreciate what he did for the game. We often throw platitudes at somebody when they're leaving or they're gone, but in this case, it is not hyperbole. He is truly one of the most significant and seminal people, coach, player, broadcaster in the history of college football. He's Mount Rushmore. And the reason for that, Greeny, is that he made college football fun. He revolutionized television, and the show that we're talking about right there, College Game Day, he made it into what it is. There's a lot of amazing elements to the program, but it's arguably the most successful football show in the history of the medium, and I would say it's because of Lee Corso.
Yes, I agree. We have two such icons at ESPN who sort of defined the way their sports are covered. Lee Corso with college football and Dick Vitale with college basketball. We'll all get a chance to say goodbye to Lee on Saturday, and it'll never be the same. Paul, thank you.